Hey guys, it's Ravi from GamerKicks, and I believe that the Nike Off-White sneakers are dying in hype and they're dying in resale. Let's talk about it. So as we all know, the Yeezy hype is pretty much done at this point, but lucky for a lot of us, that happened around the time as the Nike Off-White collaboration started coming in. This brought back a lot of the hype and a lot of the resale that we lost when it came to the Yeezys. But I have a fear that that might be ending very soon. So just recently we saw Nike release two Off-White Prestos in two different colorways, and honestly the resale was not very good for them. Now comparing them to the previous Prestos that released back last year, which are now going for thousands of dollars, these didn't do that very well. Now you can get the white colorway for around $700, and you can do the black ones for around $650. And compare that to the $1,000, that's a lot of money that you're losing. That's like $300, $350, $350 that you're losing in resale value. And personally, that's not a very good thing. Another great example of this trend would be the Nike Offwhite vapormax. So they came out in three colorways, two which were released earlier this year in April, and one that was released last year. And the one that was released last year is now doing like over $1,000 in resale, while the other two aren't doing as well. Similar like the Prestos, they're only doing around $500, which is actually worse than the Prestos because Prestos are at least doing $650. Now I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, that's kind of scary. Now I'll give you one more example to show you how true this trend is going to be. So the last shoe I'm going to be talking about with this trend about how resale is decreasing and the hype and stuff is dying out is going to be the Jordan 1 Nike collab. So remember when the first ones came out, those were the Chicago ones, and those are now going for upwards almost around $2,000, right? Then we saw the white, all white Jordan 1s release, and those are also going for around $1,750. But then the UNC Jordan 1 Off-Whites came out, and now those are only going for around $700, $800. Now think about, yeah, those are pretty good. For that price, that's pretty good. You know, that's still a pretty high resale. The all whites are still going for $1,750, but that huge gap, $1,750 to $800, that's almost a $900 decrease in resale value that we lost. And then on top of that, the original ones are going for $2,000. So the original $2,000 to the $1,750 was pretty good, but then the $1,750 to the $800 is not good. Real quick, if you guys are enjoying the video and enjoying the content, then make sure you guys subscribe down below and comment down what you guys are thinking about this situation with the Nike and the Off-Whites. So obviously because of the lower resale value, it's because Nike is producing more supply of these Nike Off-White shoes, and it's similar to what Yeezy did, and we all know what happened to those. It got to the point where everyone and their mom could get a pair of Yeezys at this point, and the resale and hype is pretty much at this point dead. Now for a lot of resellers, this collaboration, the Nike Off-White collaboration, is their bread and butter. When the Yeezys kind of died out, which there were, I feel like a lot of resellers previous bread and butter, the Nike Off-White kind of stepped in. Now the only problem with if these die, there really won't be any other shoe to resell like that to be the bread and butter. And you know, reselling is a thing that, I mean, some people don't like, but that is what a lot of people do to make good income. I want to know if Nike is doing this with the intention of killing the resale value, I guess the resale market on their shoes. But I mean, the resale market only exists because of exclusive shoes, because people are willing to pay a premium, right? People are only willing to pay a premium on a shoe they can't have. Like a shoe like Off-White, I feel like this is something they need to keep the hype and their brand alive. Similar to how if they really want to compete with something like Supreme, which is all based around hype and exclusivity. If you guys are in the market for some premium sneakers, then make sure you head over to the top link in the description. It'll take you to our Grail store. At our store, we sell the shoes at the perfect price from GamerKicks, and make sure to follow us because we're always adding new stuff. If Nike and Off-White continue this trend with increasing their numbers in supply, then we're going to see the trend of the prices keep going down. Now don't get me wrong, the prices going down in resale is not a bad thing. Now for the consumer and the people who want to get the shoes, that's perfectly great because that means that we don't have to pay as much of a premium price and we have a higher chance of copying these shoes at retail. I believe there just needs to be a good middle spot, and personally, if you ask me, then I'd probably say right where we are is a good spot to be in. I believe the ideal price for a Nike Off-White shoe should be around $750. And I mean, in terms, that's a pretty high premium, but think about it. Like, it's not as low as a Yeezy is now, but it's also not as high as the other Off-Whites that we can't even get. So $750 seems to be a fairly good range, around that range to be a good resale value. It gives, with that kind of supply, I feel like people are able to get them at retail, the people who really try to get them, and there's some resale value for people to make, and people who can't get their hands on, it's not too much of a premium, but there's still a premium to it. Remember, these are just my thoughts. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys leave it a like and make sure to follow us on Instagram and follow us and like us on Facebook. Also, comment down what you guys' thoughts on this situation with the Nike and Off-White collaboration. Don't forget, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.